You know, there are people that want to see me fail. Now think about that. Think about your life. Are there people in your past that wanted to see you fail? I think if you think about that real hard, you'll have to say yes. For whatever reason, there are people at times that want to see us fail. There are people that want to see me fail as a preacher. There are people that want to see the church fail. How's that? Well, you know, the world does not measure success in the gospel. It measures success in the world, and it does that by numbers and money. That's what determines success in worldly things, but not in the gospel story. If you would ask those people at the corporate pulpits, my bosses, they would probably say, well, Brent is struggling. They would probably say that the churches are struggling. You know, there are people that really do want to see us fail for whatever reason. It's been like that since Jesus was born until this very moment. Some people want to see us fail for whatever reason. Maybe they don't like us, or maybe they don't like our theology or what we're saying. But there are people in each of our lives that wanted to see us fail. I was in a Bible study. I was teaching a Bible study, and it was going very well. And a woman made a comment to me years ago. She made this comment. She said, well, you don't preach the gospel. Now, you can say a lot of things to me and I won't react. But when she said that, I had to react. And what I said is, well, just what do you think the gospel is? I said it nicely. I said, just what do you think the gospel is? And she hem-hawed around and really didn't give an answer. She wanted to see me fail. You know what she did? On Sunday mornings, it was a small church. Her Sunday school class met in the sanctuary. When the worship service began, she would get up in front of everybody and walk out. She didn't want to hear me preach. She wanted to make a statement. Well, I was always extremely nice to her, but boy, I really didn't want to be. She wanted to see me fail. You know, when she came into a room, all the joy was just sucked right out of the room. She never came to a worship service when I was preaching, but she came to every board meeting. She had to say her hateful things. She wanted me to fail. You know, it's been that way since the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ. They wanted to see him fail. They really did. For what? They just wanted to see him fail. I got a phone call this very week. It was from a pastor, and he only calls me when he wants something or when he's in trouble. That's the only time he ever calls me. He called me and he said, you got time to talk? And I said, sure. And I sat down. He said, I'm having trouble at my church. He said, the person in power does not like me. She seems to want me to fail. And I said, well, how do you know she doesn't like you? And he said, well, do you know when somebody doesn't like you? And I said, I sure do. I said, what's the problem? He said, well, I've been here 5 years at this appointment. I've been here 5 years. And do you know, during Christmas time, during the Christmas season, they have never given me anything, not even a card. He says, I hate to see Christmas come. He said, it's hurt my feeling towards the church, and it's hurt my feeling about Christmas. And I said, how do you know that she is the problem? He said, she controls everything in the church. And I said, she doesn't like you. She wants you to fail. You know, there are people in the world, I've encountered them every place I've been, that want the church to fail for whatever reason. There are people that want preachers to fail for whatever reason. And there are people that want me to fail for whatever reason. You know, they saw the star rising in the east, and they set out following that star. They knew what that star meant. It meant that a new king had arrived. A new king had been born. And that star led them to Herod and Herod's court. And they go in and they ask Herod, they said, we're here to see the new king. And he said, what new king? I'm the only king here. And Herod went and talked to his advisors. And they said, yes, it's in the prophecy that a star would rise and there would be a new king born in Bethlehem. And Herod goes back to those wise men. And he says, when you find this king, you tell me so that I can go and worship this king also. But Herod was wanting to destroy Jesus. He was wanting to destroy the new king. He was wanting this good news to fail. He wanted to be the only king. They follow the star, and they see the baby Jesus in a manger, wrapped in bands of cloth, and they worshiped him. And in the dream, they were told not to go back to Herod, but go another way, because Herod seeks to destroy the new king. It's been that way forever. From the very first cry from the stable in Bethlehem until the last cry upon a wooden cross, they fought Jesus every step of the way. They wanted him to fail. Many people wanted him to fail at every point during his life. And they killed him. They killed him. But did he fail? But did he fail? No. He never failed. If you saw the star rising in the east and you followed the star to Bethlehem, to the cradle, if you've accepted the good news of Jesus Christ, stay the course, hold the line, because you will never fail believing the good news from Bethlehem. Amen.